Hello, my name is Steve Faraone. I'm talking to you today about my upcoming article in the Journal of Clinical Psychiatry called the randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trial to evaluate the efficacy and safety of AR-19, a manipulation-resistant formulation of amphetamine sulfate in adults with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Well, we all know that amphetamine has been used to treat ADHD for many years. So what's new here? Well, what's new here is that AR-19 is a formulation of amphetamine that is resistant to being manipulated into a form that can be used for taking by non-oral means, typically snorting, injecting, or smoking. And why is that important? Well, a review article I published a few years ago in the Journal of the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, me and colleagues reported that many adolescents and young adults are misusing prescription stimulant medication. Although oral misuse is the most common type of prescribed stimulant misuse, we do find that up to 45% of college students who have been prescribed a stimulant for ADHD have snorted it. A smaller fraction have actually injected it. This is becoming, not yet, but it is becoming a serious public health issue that needs to be addressed. And clearly, a manipulation-resistant form of amphetamine or any stimulant medication could help address that issue. To give you an example, when we looked at the misuse of prescription stimulants among adolescents, we found that approximately 10% of adolescents had reported snorting a stimulant medication, 4% reported smoking, 1% reported injecting. The rates are higher for college students, up to 19% snorting, for example, 5% smoking, and 3% injecting. So this kind of problem is seen in many young adult and adolescent populations. The manipulation-resistant form is an immediate release stimulant, and you might think, well, isn't the zeitgeist these days to treat adults with long-acting medications? Well, it turns out that short-acting immediate release amphetamine is commonly used to treat ADHD in adults, and that's primarily because many adults have schedules that require some kind of flexible dosing where long-term extended release medications aren't suitable. Another problem we noted, another motivation for this work is because non-oral use is associated with more severe outcomes than oral use. We showed this in an article a few years ago using national poison control data, where non-oral use was associated with major life-threatening events and even death. So clearly, this is an area of stimulant abuse that we want to try to curb in some ways. AR-19 was developed because of these reasons. The paper under discussion is the clinical trial that shows it's a safe and effective medication to use for ADHD, as safe and effective as any other immediate release amphetamine for ADHD. So what has been done with this formulation is to be able to create an immediate release amphetamine that is helping ADHD as much as other immediate release amphetamines, but is more resistant to manipulation.